Awesome. Okay. Welcome back, everybody, to another session of CE 374U Urban Stormwater. Thanks for coming back. I've got an exciting day today, both for me and for you. So today I'm going to kind of step out of your way and let you get some hands-on experience with HEC-RAS and get a chance to get started on your course projects. So it's going to be kind of an interactive session today and not as much a lecture. A couple of quick announcements. Homework 4 is due Monday at 11:59 p.m. So you'll have a chance to see me at office hours today at 5:30 and Becky on Monday before that homework is due. So please use that to your advantage. Okay, a couple quick announcements. We have 2 in-class assignments that will be due following today. HEC-RAS in-class assignment number 1 will be due Friday, and HEC-RAS in-class assignment number 2 will be due Wednesday. So you'll be working on these 2 assignments today, primarily in class. And I have these uploaded to Canvas. So I have HEC-RAS in-class activity 1. So this is what you'll be working on for about the first 15 to 20 minutes of class today. I'll talk a little bit about this later, but this is what we'll be working on kind of for the first half of class. And then for the second half of class, we'll be working on this HEC-RAS in-class activity number 2. And this is going to get you started with your course project. So you're actually going to get to go download the models for your low water crossing and get started examining some of the problems that are going on at your site. So about 3:50 we'll reconvene and I will go walk through this activity with you then. So note that there are grade scope submissions for both of these. Assignment 1 is they're both group submissions, but assignment 1 will be due Friday. In-class assignment number 2 should be due Wednesday. So you should have ample time today to finish both of these, but if you don't, you can take care of that before the deadlines, just in case, okay? Are there any questions before we get started? Any questions before we get started today? Okay, so let me just recap assignment number 1. So this is what you'll be working on today up until about 3:50 or 3:55. And it's essentially just designed to get you acquainted with the HEC-RAS user interface. It asks you some quick questions about gathering data from the model. You can read through these. And this will be, to be clear, this will be using the HEC-RAS model that we used on Tuesday, the Waller Creek model. Okay, so yes.
Sorry, I said this, but is this one that will submit for our whole group?
Yes, so it's a group submission. So you only need 1 submission per group. Just make sure somebody submits it, and you should have time to do that today in class. Okay. So one quick thing to note, one of these questions asks for a detailed output table. Let me just, I think it opened the wrong program. 1 second. Yep. Okay. Not what I wanted. Okay. No. There we go. So one of these questions asks for a detailed output table. So note that we'll be using the HEC-RAS in-class Waller project that we used in the class on Tuesday. To view the detailed output table, what you can do is you can go to View and then go to Detailed Output Tables. And note that by default, it doesn't show anything. You have to actually go to Type and then select the type of cross-section that you're interested in. So you may be interested in just a regular river cross-section, a bridge, and I think the one that you'll be interested in for this assignment is the culvert type. And from here, you can select your particular culvert that you're interested in. Okay. And this detailed output table, I can come around and answer any questions you have about this, but this is what you'll be using for at least one of those questions. Okay. Great. Are there any other questions before we get started on assignment 1, in-class assignment 1? You all understand kind of what we'll be doing today? A general idea? Okay, so for the first 20 or so minutes, so up until about 3:50 or 3:55, I'll let you work on in-class assignment 1. I'll be walking around to answer any questions you have. And then after that, we're going to reconvene, and I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough of in-class assignment number 2, where, as I mentioned, you will be getting started on your course projects. This is a really important in-class exercise and a great opportunity for you to get, kind of a base level understanding of what you're going to be doing for your project. Okay, so I'll give you about until 3:50. Go ahead and get started, and I will walk around and answer questions as needed. Thank you. And if I could just get everyone's attention, please. I want to just make sure everyone's on the same page for activity 2. It sounds like many of you have started already. But for activity 2, you can follow along with this guide here. And what we'll be doing is kind of getting a start on your course projects. The first stage, which it sounds like many of you are already doing, is downloading your models for your low water crossing using the austintexas.gov Floodpro website. Note that if there are any issues with getting data from the server, I know we're all trying to kind of access it at once. I've uploaded under Floodpro data links, I've uploaded zip files with the models that you'll need, including the hydraulic model, the hydrologic model, and any GIS files that are associated with those. So if you can't access it through the Floodpro website, just you can always use these data links under pages in Canvas, okay? So really quick, just so that we're all on the same page, I want to take you through the process of downloading data from Floodpro and describing what these data sources are. So Floodpro is a website maintained by the city of Austin for flooding analysis. This here is a map interface that is essentially just showing the 100-year flood extent. So to download the model data for your location, each of you is assigned a location. So I just want to make you aware of this final page of the activity. So this lists your group number, your low water crossing name, the latitude and longitude of your low water crossing, the type of road, which you will need for the assignment, as well as the HEC version that it was created in. So this is an important thing to remember, particularly for your HEC HMS model. It's important to use the version of HEC HMS that corresponds to this number, or else the model won't run correctly. So later on, you'll be using HEC HMS to do some hydrologic analysis of your site and your watershed that feeds into it. So just keep a note of this HEC version. You'll need to use HEC HMS version 3.5, for instance, if you're doing Shoal Creek, and 2.2.2 if you're doing Williamson Creek, and so on. So just make a note of that. So yeah, this assignment, which you'll be working on for the rest of class today, is primarily downloading your models, getting acquainted with it, and kind of trying to understand the flooding problems at your site. So what you'll want to do to download your models is you go to the Floodpro website, you go to I want to, and then download floodplain models. And you'll get this notification here. What you'll want to do is you'll want to search by watershed, and this watershed will correspond to the name of the creek and or tributary that you were assigned. So let's say that we have, Shoal Creek at 9th Street. Let's say we're group 10, we have Shoal Creek at 9th Street. So we'll want to go to the Floodpro website, go to search by watershed, and under watershed, you're going to search for Shoal Creek. Found Shoal Creek here. And then I'm going to hit search. And it will show you the watershed for Shoal Creek. The only file that you're going to need today is the hydraulics file. And you're only going to need the COA regulatory status. So essentially the difference between these COA and FEMA are just two different model runs for these HEC HMS and HEC-RAS models that we're going to be looking at. The COA model is a bit updated compared to the FEMA model because it incorporates land use changes into the future. So that's why we're going to be using the COA model instead. Really quick to just kind of, I just want to tell you what each of these data sources are. So the hydraulics is the HEC-RAS model for your low water crossing. So it's for the entire stream reach. Hydrology is a HEC-HMS model for your watershed. So this would be a HEC-HMS model for all of Shoal Creek. The hydraulic spatial is a ArcGIS shaped file corresponding to the HEC-RAS model that kind of allows you to geolocate different locations within your HEC-RAS model. And the hydrologic spatial is an ArcGIS shapefile of your watershed and the various tributaries within it. So those will be useful later on when you go to, for instance, map your site for your final report. You may want to use the hydrologic spatial and hydraulic spatial for creating maps. Okay, are there any questions on Floodpro? Okay, so really for today, all we need is the hydraulics and regulatory status FCOA. I'm going to say select data. Now there was a question about this. So for group 10, which I'm emulating right now, we need Shoal Creek at 9th Street. So we just need the main stem of Shoal Creek. So if we go here, we want to deselect all these ones that say Hancock Branch, Foster Branch, Grover Tributary. We want to keep Shoal Creek only. If though you have some sort of tributary in your name, so for instance, if you're group 1 and you have Grover Tributary, you'll want to download the Grover Tributary file as well. Okay. Are there any questions about that? Okay. And finally, once you're ready, you just enter your email address and you hit order to receive an email with a link to your data. And like I said, if you have any trouble getting data from this site, you can use these data links here. Okay. Really quick, I just want to make sure everyone can see what you should do once you download the data. So I've downloaded this data for Shoal Creek. I'm going to go to downloads where I've downloaded the file. I'm going to extract it. So you can do this also with the data that they have emailed you. I'm just using the link on Canvas because it's faster. We're going to want hydraulics. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and rename this to Shoal Hydraulics. Okay, I'm going to copy this. I'm going to put it in documents. So once you've downloaded the data, we're going to open up HEC-RAS. Okay, and all we need to do now is under documents, we go to the folder that I just downloaded. And we can just select the existing .prj file and open up the project. And it loads the project. And from here, you don't need to run the model. The results are already computed. If you try to run the model, it may fail depending if you have an incompatible version of HEC-RAS. So all you need to do is go to view and then view the model output, and you can see it, it's already there. Okay, so I'll give you until the end of class today to work on in-class assignment number 2, and I'll be walking around to answer questions, as will Becky. So please don't hesitate to ask if you have any questions about this assignment. Okay, great. Thanks. I wanted to make one quick note to clear up some confusion. So note how in this cross section there's multiple different water levels. So you'll see, for instance, there's a 10-year water level, a 25-year water level, a 50-year, 100-year, 500-year. So this model output contains multiple different recurrence intervals. You'll want to pick the one that's relevant for meeting the Austin DCM requirements at your site. So note that also the labeling will be slightly different between watersheds. Sometimes it'll say 100-year, sometimes it'll say 1%. They mean the same thing because a 100-year storm event has a 1% chance of occurring every year. So just note the labeling will be slightly different between different watersheds. So pick the right one for your Austin DCM requirements. Okay, thank you.